Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa Explains It All. Today I am doing a nursery reveal, finally, now that my son is like 2 months old already. We're finally revealing the nursery. It was done before he was born, but he was born like shortly after and I had to be induced and it was kind of a little bit of a surprise. If you haven't seen my birth story, check that out up here. Check that out up here and you can see that whole ordeal. But we did finally finish the nursery like right before he came into the world, so thank goodness. If I didn't get a chance to finish editing the video and this video and get it posted beforehand, so I figured I would just come on here and do it now and just kind of show you guys what I did for a Star Wars theme that was a little bit lighter and brighter and I mean kind of more suitable for a nursery. I didn't want it to look like a dark like man cave, using a lot of like black colors and black paint. So I did kind of a lighter, brighter take on Star Wars, kind of maybe more of a minimalistic look. I'm like looking around like you can see the room already. So if that's interesting to you, stay tuned and I'll be right back. So I did some timestamps down below, so you should be able to skip ahead to the part that's more interesting to you. But I started out with just kind of clearing out the room and making it ready, putting on a base coat color, and then I did the mural wall, and then I'll just kind of show you guys what we put in it and just kind of placement of it. I know when I was doing this nursery, I had looked at Pinterest and YouTube videos and things to try to understand like, where the placement should be and how other people laid out their room. So hopefully this will spark some ideas for you to use from if you're setting up a nursery as well. So let's get into it. So this is what the room looked like before, and it was like a kind of a minty green, maybe like a seafoam green, and we wanted to change it to blue. So we painted the whole room this beautiful color from Valspar. I think we had just picked it up. It's called Snow Mountain from Lowe's. We did get Valspar paint this time around, even though I do like Bear. And this is what the room looked like after it was done. My husband helped me a lot, which was great. We just put a base coat down, 2 coats of the Snow Mountain, and then painted the trim an ultra bright white by Bear. I really like their trim paint. So this is the setup that I had. I just kind of used a bunch of things that I had around the house to kind of prop up a projector that I got on Amazon, hooked it up and loaded my image, my inspiration picture to my laptop and just kind of hooked it up so it would project on the following wall or the opposite wall. And this is just how I did it. Clearly the projector doesn't really fill up the whole wall, so I just kind of turned the lights off and placed it where I thought it should go, roughly the tree line being 3/4 down from the top of the wall. And from here it was simple just to go ahead and trace each of the tree lines. I used a regular pencil here, nothing fancy, just a regular, old number 2 pencil, and just roughly kind of trace the outline. You don't really have to be precise here. As you can see, I'm not really being exact, but you could be more precise if you wanted to or if the design warranted it, but I didn't find that I needed to with trees. So this was how it went. It took a little while. The tracing didn't take too long, but it took a little while just to do the 3 distinct tree lines. So I started at the top and then I did the middle and then the bottom tree lines. And of course it sort of cuts off at the bottom, and so I just had to kind of improvise the bottom part as much as I could. But again, really simple, just to kind of go through and trace everything out. Just making sure I kept in mind which tree line was which was kind of the difficult part, but it didn't take too terribly long. And then it came time to do the other part of the wall, and so I really carefully sort of just slid it horizontally, making sure not to go up or down with my design. I just kind of slid the projector over so that I could keep the tree line level, and so I just kind of put that in place and matched it up with where I stopped. My pencil stopped on the left, and went ahead and continued my tracing. Just did that whole thing again, just tracing the top, middle, and bottom tree lines all out. And then it was time to go ahead and mix up the paint. So I got 4 colors here, and I did pick up Bear samples for this, and a couple of them turned out a little more gray on camera, but they were kind of a gray-green in person. And so I got these 4 different shades. So you can kind of see the names here. Thermal, I think Black Evergreen, Brooklyn, and Midnight in New York. And so what I did was I just kind of took a little paper plate and started swatching, and I quickly realized these were way too dark for what I wanted. And so I realized I was going to have to kind of water these down. And so these were the darker 2, and then these were the lighter 2 shades, Brooklyn and Midnight in New York. And I really wanted them to be lighter. And like I said, they did turn out a little more green in person, but I went ahead and just mixed up some of the paint that I had laying around, some white paint, and just kind of poured that in and mixed it all up because I knew I wanted to lighten everything. You really want to start with the back of the top tree line, the background being light, and then work your way towards dark. So after I mixed it up, it was like this really nice light gray green, which I really thought was pretty. And so I went with this color for my my paint. And I'm using just a cheap craft brush here by Blue Hawk, and I'm used the 1-inch size to paint all of them. So I just washed it out after each color. And of course my camera was not focusing here, but I went ahead and painted the walls that I wasn't wanting to get paint on, just to make sure there was a nice crisp line and I didn't overpaint and get it on there. And then the fun started. So I started with that lightest color, of course, that first color, and really just went in and painted the first tree line until I saw the second set of pencil drawings. And so as you can see, I'm going a little slowly here in the beginning, but really with just the rustic nature of the trees, you don't have to go slowly. And I did pick up my pace as I went along, because this would have taken me forever if I went so slowly. But I just kind of started filling in the top, and like I said, I stopped when I got to the pencil lines that I saw for the second tree line. And this is what it looked like after the first, and I thought it was so pretty that I almost left it here. I just really like the way that the trees turned out, and it just looks like a nice, really pretty like silhouette. But here's what it looks like kind of zoomed in. As you can see, it's just kind of a rough tree shape, and I do have textured walls. That's what you're seeing there. And so then I went in with the next color down. I did dilute this next green a little bit as well, just because it was so dark. But I went in with the second to darkest color, or the third darkest color rather, the next darkest color. And that's what it looks like when it was done. And again, I almost stopped here because I just thought it was so cool looking, but I know I had to finish because, it would complete the look if I finished the other green. And so I went ahead and kind of just admired this for a minute, and you can see what that looks like. And it was time for the third tree line. And so this one I did more of a green. So this was that third color from the left, or from the right, that I showed before. So this is just more green looking. It's not as gray, and it dried pretty well, but I could have certainly not gone as green. And this is actually what it looked like when it was all done. I didn't really capture the rest of the paint process. As you can see at the bottom, I really just kind of did like a hill, like a rolling hill. And I didn't love how the bottom was more of like a blue-green. I probably would have swatched that color, swapped it, or maybe done something different with that color, but I really did like how the first 3 tree lines turned out. Like I said, the bottom wasn't my favorite, but I knew there was going to be furniture covering it anyway, so I wasn't too worried. And when it dried down, it really didn't look that green. And this is the Death Star, so I did print this out of vinyl. I did this with my Silhouette Cameo, and I just did a 12 by 12 Death Star image and applied the vinyl, which was a little bit difficult with textured walls. You kind of have to work with it, but it did stick, and it has done really great so far. So first we assembled the crib, and I love how sleek and modern it looked. This is the Baby Leto Moto 3-in-1 convertible crib, and this is, of course, the cat thought it was hers, so she was sorely mistaken. Then we put in the glider. This is the Baby Relax Michaela Swivel Glider, and I love it. It's so soft, and it reclines and glides and rocks. It's great. And of course we had to populate it with the Boba Fett pillow. The pillowcase is from Etsy, and the form is from Amazon. And then we put in these floating shelves from Amazon, and went ahead and put his books on it from we got from the registry, which was awesome. So that's what it looks like with all the little books on there, and I can't wait to start reading. And then we bought these little side tables, 2 of them from Amazon, and put on a moon lamp, sort of a night light, and it's awesome. I love the glowing moon in the dark. And then this is the other end table with just a basket full of snacks and waters and a little lamp from Target. Just really a great idea to keep some snacks by the bedside for nursing. Then we installed the Da Vinci Jaden changing table and dresser in one, which I thought was great. And of course a diaper genie, and then just a simple bookshelf for diapers and things. And we also hung some artwork. We got these really cool poster prints from Etsy. They were just kind of like a Star Wars minimalist sort of travel poster theme. I thought those were beautiful. That's what it looks like all together with the wall. And then of course we put in a couple extra things. We put in a laundry basket from Amazon, and a little trash can from Target, and then little bins with all of his little personal care items and diapers, and a wipe warmer. And then we hung some curtains from Amazon, and then put in a little toy box, little tiny toy box for all his stuffed animals and pacifiers and things at the bottom. And then this is what it looks like all put together. Just love how the space turned out. It's such a little cool place to sit and just kind of eat my snacks in the middle of the night while I'm nursing, and put a couple plushies in the crib. Of course he doesn't sleep with those, but just put those in. And I did put a changing table cover on, so it's a little more stylized, and then put a crib sheet on. I don't think I had a crib sheet on in the other picture, but just love how it turned out. It's such a bright space, and all populated with everything. It's so cute. So that is it. It turned out super cute. We're really happy with it. It's kind of turned out to be like my favorite space in the house. I just kind of came in here and will sit, especially because it's so bright. Like I actually have no studio lights on right now, no lighting, just the camera and the windows, and it's so bright in here. It's so nice. It lets in a lot of natural light during the day. So I enjoy just kind of coming in here and sitting in the glider with him and rocking and just kind of looking around at everything. So I enjoy being in here, and it's always nice when you enjoy the space that you're in, and you know, just makes you happy to be there. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you have questions. Happy to answer anything. And I'll put any links down below to where I bought everything so you can see. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.